Good morning. So nice to have you join us. I'm very excited, actually, about how we're beginning the show for you this morning, because a lot of us are caught up now in the hustle and bustle and kind of the commercialization, if you will, of the season. But we're going to remind you this morning of one of the most beautiful stories I've always found. It's a Christmas story. It's a true story, and it came about at a time when you would think that Christmas spirit would actually be lost. Justin Forsythe joins us this morning. He is starring in a show called All Is Calm, brought to us by Ghostlight Entertainment. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Julie.
You and I were chatting a little bit. I was asking you when you first learned of this story. I learned about it 40 years ago in high school, and it has stuck with me ever since. I'll let you set it up. It's a true story.
Sure. So there's heavy fighting going on, and no man's land is in between the trenches of, it's the Allies, and so you've got...
It's World War I.
World War I, and you've got the Germans on one side, and England, France, Ireland on the other side, and one person starts, just Christmas Eve, I guess the feeling, they light a Christmas tree and they set it up on the bunker. One person starts singing Silent Night in German. It was a German soldier. And, they were sort of competing with their voices for a while, and then they got the guts to come out, and they had Christmas Eve was together, and they they exchanged gifts, and then so they sort of had to part ways and
go back into those trenches.
Fighting. They were forced by the brass to go back fighting.
I guess it always stuck with me because my grandfather actually fought in World War I, and it's one of those wars that somehow just doesn't get a lot of attention in the history books.
Right.
We jump straight into World War II, but I guess the fact that these men, and I know the show will reflect this, underwent such horror that they saw, and yet what they found on that Christmas Eve was the beauty and the hope.
That's right. That's right. There are all kinds of accounts. It's told through, narrated through their journals and letters home, and there are some harrowing accounts, and then there's some very sweet things in there. So
I'm impressed with how y'all are doing this. And by the way, it's a dinner and a show.
3-course meal.
Happening the 19th and 20th down at the Barnhart Event Center in Fort Oglethorpe. Yes. It's a small cast, but you all are taking on a lot of responsibility in it.
That's right. I think there are 10 of us, 9 of us, and we have multiple roles that we sort of play and narrate. There's nonstop a cappella singing for a little over an hour, and it's really beautiful.
I don't want to be a spoiler, but when you do sing Silent Night, does the audience participate?
They may participate if they wish.
Okay.
We won't, do this.
Yeah.
But anytime anyone hears a song, they're welcome to sing along.
Are most of the songs in it, you'd mentioned this with me off camera quite a bit, it's all a cappella, as it would have been.
Yeah.
Are they all Christmas carols, or?
So they're Christmas carols from the different nations that are
represented?
That are fighting, and there's also trench songs and World War II songs, and some just traditional things. But yeah, but what's interesting is there are certain Christmas songs that everyone knew, and it kind of connected them.
Right. So. How much of the story did you learn once you got the part?
So
most of it?
So as far as what I didn't know before, you just kind of briefly hear it, and it kind of touches you when you hear of it in school.
Yeah.
You get a lot more personal with the accounts, and sort of connect with some of the specific men, and it kind of keeps them alive a little bit, I guess.
So is the script itself then, Justin, and if you've already told me this, forgive me for asking it again, but is it largely drawn then from these letters home?
From the letters home, and from journals, that kind of thing. There's all kinds of accounts. There's something like 36 different characters, so there are all these different things, and it just kind of, it's in a narrative format, so you start with all the going to war things, and then there's beautiful things about the thing, and there's some stuff about how they have to go back to fighting, and they're forced back into that.
I asked the question because can you imagine if someone tried to write 100 years from now a story about our days today? They would have texts and hieroglyphics practically to work with, the eloquence that these men wrote with too.
Very, and they do have different, you can tell the different classes, and there's upper class and lower class, and you try to specify, and the accents are there too. So
Okay, I was going to ask you about that. You have let that slip a couple of times. You've got this down. You are playing German, French, Scottish, you mentioned.
We've got guys doing Irish accents, Scottish, English, upper class and lower class, German soldiers. There's all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
So with the 9 or 10 of you who are in the cast, but then you mentioned 36 people, I guess men. So are you all taking on different parts?
Yes, ma'am. I'll read 5 or 6 different characters throughout the play, and you have to kind of embody each one. Do the accent and sort of try to portray it without going too hog wild.
I have a minute left. I love that you're keeping it at at an hour and change, like an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's the perfect length of time, a 3-course meal. How much are tickets?
I think they're 40.
That's a great bargain. You get to go, you will just feel when you leave this.
Totally. Oh man, I was joking about people crying in there. Whatever, I don't know if it's going to be some Italian meal, but try not to get tears in it.
Yeah. You get your tickets by going where? Ghostlight.site?
Ghostlight.site.
Ghostlight.site. Only 2 shows, the 19th and the 20th. It's called All Is Calm, The Christmas Truce of 1914. Great to see you.
Great to see you, Julie. Thank you.
Injured in a wreck? You got one shot to get the compensation you deserve.